Here's ReeseBobbie Smokem, Don and King, architect of the Internet of Things, BIDABEACH.com. Enhance your life, get active. Storyline. The story begins with a thought that will be sold and bought. The storyline is the string that attaches a narrative. The narrative from inception states the operative. A story, fiction or none, comes from the black infinite beyond. Beyond the infinite black, thoughts come, ravaging the mind, continuing for a time. A glimpse of a thought lingers for a season. Now it's time. External projection is utilized. The story can be a plan, an action, a reflection based on the creative force driving the effort. Talk continues as a result of continued plans, actions, and reflections. A guild retains specific knowledge that has been gathered over millennia, scientific, medical, historical, metallurgy, politics, comedic, etc. The individual contributes to the overall humanity of Ta. The individual plan, the individual action, the individual reflection. From the black creation comes the guild. From the guild comes kingdoms. The kingdom brings forth law. From the law comes justice. Honor must be the basis for all bodies to live in the truth that reigns. The truth that reigns displays proof that all parties are not just. So law entails consequence, and the guild of law sways generationally. Consequence sways with generations. The outlaw and the in-law are subject to law, as birthright entwines one body into the body politic of the land of birth. The lawmaker must be subject to more law than the birthright freedoms one is born with as a result of the generational law placed upon the body politic, which that one body will no longer make laws for. This constitutional republic, a public represented by a public entity, constitutionally to retain after obtaining freedoms with which one generational body politic instituted for themselves. To the victor goes the spoils. To the victim goes the soil. The victor institutes domestic and foreign policy based on a reigning body politic. A victim withdrawn from Jubilee is subject to resurgent or insurgent actions. Now the victor responds, heavy-handed, heartfelt, or oblivious to the current truth that the victim now experiences. The experience of both parties, victor and victim, are symbiotic. Honor amongst the state and the individual. Honor amongst one body and the one other body equals a higher state of living. A higher state of living brings forth a longer journey during the downfall or a shift in political winds from the freedoms installed since the rule of law being implemented. This dynamic, often referred to as power. Some bodies become enamored with obtaining power. The body politic must analyze this characteristic and regress it to its normal citizenry status. The story continues along a line, a storyline. Now that was the dissertation. Here go the play. Power from the story, along the storyline. Now, they're right from the grill, you feel me? So, no matter where one body come from, they got that freedom God given. You feel me? If your lips can move, you can create speech. You have a freedom of speech. If you could ball your hand up, you have a freedom to defend yourself. Now, in reality, however that play out, that's how it play out. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the storyline. Defense. Obtaining that freedom. retaining that freedom. And how does that occur? When you were born in a generation that's already subject to law. Are you law? Are you an outlaw? Are you an in-law? Do you live within? What's the means that you obtain the power which you seek? Do you even seek the power? You gotta understand who holds the power. What are the keys to the doors that unlock that power lie? Because everybody passes. And that's the whole truth of this whole episode right here. How does the body politic, knowing that one body eventually dies, continue to live on? The US of A, 200 something odd years old, and only had 45 presidents. So within 45 bodies, our whole history is symbiotically intertwined. We had over 100 legislative sessions, and we went from one instituted body politic, which allowed certain things, disallowed certain things, to a current body politic, which allows certain things and disallows certain things. But within that law, where do you stand? Are you a power broker? Are you a power player? Or just go at the whims of the wind? Nothing wrong with the whims of the wind. Somebody has to plow the field. Somebody has to remove unwanted objects from certain bodies, i.e. garbage man, garbage disposal, other of the forms of removal of waste items. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody got to do the dirty work out here. Somebody not gonna always live within the law, so you have to create a force between the law that protects and serves the folks who institute the law, which is the body politic. No matter the current state, the truth that we live in, some of the instituted people who are supposed to be between the law, that helps the people who are living within the law and outside of the law balance each other. Sometimes they create people who are within the law to outlaw. Absent that there, if all things were on the up and up, meaning honorable, and peace reign, then it would be those rare occurrences where maybe violence, harm, crime happens. Other than that, freedom shall reign. That's why there's a right to defense, not a right to offend a motherfucker. Once you go to offending folk, if I don't put my money up in this system through taxes to have a shared defense system, then that defense system is instituted to fight for my right, because I'm on the defense while you are offending one body. Now, all things being equal, nobody wants to be the snitch. Who won't be snitching and calling 9 and all that there? But at the same time, if we go eye for eye, if you hit my eye, I come for your eye. I take your lie and eye. Now, you can't come back. You gone. Right? So you got another body which gonna come for vengeance for you at my body. Take my body. Now another body from my camp gonna want that body. Now there's the dominoes, i.e. war. To avoid war within one body politic, we all pay up to common defense. So that way we go say, okay, they had a little beef, we gonna sit one body down because they offended. And then that supposed to be squashed. Court order. Pending everybody agree with the court. Nobody wants to go to court, but guess what? We all pay for it. We all pay for it. So you are the honorable is not only paying for the dishonored, but the dishonored also paying for their own dishonor. You feel me? Because everybody is subject to taxes. So once you get caught up being dishonorable, absent the dishonorable people who are between the lines of the law, but if you have offended, and now it's time for that body to pay for that offense, and now your body is subject to being in the cage, you pay for that. Your taxes that done got took through all these years, instituted that system, and that goes back to the power. Before a nigga even end up in there, what do we find honorable and dishonorable? Everybody has something that they find dishonorable. Are you part of the body politic to make sure that the things you find honorable are not within the ranges and realm of the dishonorable? Certain states institute their own laws. Within 50 states, 35 states are common on a certain law or a certain freedom. Then there go the right to ratify throughout the whole U.S., i.e. marijuana laws. If they end up decriminalized within 35 states, now that's a referendum to amend the Constitution. Is law. It ain't even in the Constitution. So speaking properly, that's property rights. So we should have the right to own whatever the hell we want, especially something God grown. But guess what? The subversion of the law been occurred. So now we reattaining that. So we have to do an unwashing of a brain that's been washed through years of the generational gaps that pulled the law left or right, but through a constitutional republic based on that constitution that is the center. You know what I'm talking about? So the liberal wing, conservative wing could grab holds, progressive wing grab holds, the regressive wings grab hold. But if it's a constitutional basis, there's always that center. Now the fringe elements or the minority through a constitutional republic is always defended. So to sum it all up, through this constitutional republic, we institute representatives to enforce our will, since we can't all speak at once. Everybody agree on somebody to speak for us. This person who's speaking for us goes amongst the body politic. Once they're voted in office, it's supposed to be no more of this sideshow we call party politic. It's supposed to be everybody under this constitutional authority to fight for the people who put you there, which they all spew, but that's the wrong gruel. And I'm telling you now, from the Dawn and King, from the architect of the Internet of Things, to make this one body attached to another body, everything has to be honorable. And through that honor, peace gonna reign.